Hey, hellos. How are you? Uh, just getting my streams up and running slowly. We need Kamala as president. Well, honestly, folks, it's gonna be a very close race. I don't know why here they say 195 to 91, and this other channel here 198 to 112. But I've been going from one to the next here, so. Okay, let me get my vertical going here slowly. I'll put in a poll here. I should actually do this right away. Here, let's pop this out. Let's do a poll. Who do you think will win? Kamala Harris or Donald Trump? There we go. Start the poll. There we go. Yeah, it's a very, very close race. And so close that I think there's like 7 swing states. And because, I mean, it's a record. You know, you guys are voting in record numbers, which is nice to see. But I think the race is so close. There's so many people voting. We might not see the actual results until Thursday. So that'll be, I don't think we'll get up to 270 tonight, unfortunately. I could be mistaken here. I definitely could be mistaken. But yeah, I'm just a Canadian and I'm just keeping an eye on what is going on in the States. So I'm interested in seeing how this will play out, honestly. Who do you think will win? So obviously, I am not gonna broadcast here probably for hours or until the votes do come in. But nonetheless, it'll be interesting to see how all of this plays out. But I just did want to come in here and get on and seeing and showing what I'm seeing here as a Canadian. I've been trying to follow the American channels, but they break it down by district and every state that I can't get a global picture. Delaware elect Harris, etc., etc. So we'll just have to see here. Obviously, I can't vote, so. And if I had to vote, well, I'm not necessarily going to tell you who I would vote for. But we'll see how this goes. Okay, so far, nobody's voting. Really? That's kind of weird to see. But hey, whatever. Oh, Kamala Harris. So somebody did vote. Somebody did vote. So I don't know how this is going to play out, honestly, folks. I think it's going to be a very, very long day, if not week. Maybe we'll get some results tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe we'll get them tonight, but I think it's really too close to call. And here in Canada, we kind of went through something similar not too long ago, where, yeah, we had an election out in BC, and it took over a week to get some of the results in. So, and when I saw that happening, I was like, yeah, this is probably what we can expect in the States. You would think and would hope that it would come in much sooner. Because it is important. I mean, this is our democracy, right? It's the most important thing of a democratic country, and having to wait days for results kind of feels like things are not cool. But on the other hand, yeah, I just wanted to briefly get on here and just mention that I am a Canadian. I am looking at what is happening down south, because, yeah, it will definitely affect a lot of things in my country as well. The influence of the US, obviously, you know, is huge. So I can just hope that yeah, this is not something I usually do, but I did want to mention that and put that out there, because usually I put up cat videos because that's what the cat daddy does. But I am interested in...
Kokushibo says, I live in America. Sue.
Well, America, yeah, that doesn't mean any much because I'm in Canada. That's part of America, right? I still don't get to vote today. I don't get to vote for your president, and I live in America. America is a continent. But we do have lots of trade and a lot of ties with the US, so whatever happens down there affects what happens up here. So I'm keeping an eye on it. It's very interesting. I did not think it would be as close as it is. I mean, it would have been a lot easier for Trump if Biden had stayed in the race. When Kamala took over the reins, I didn't think it would do much of a difference. And turns out that I'm very wrong. And another weird point that was mentioned this week that I am kind of baffled by is that a lot of reporters in the States...
I meant US, my bad.
Ah, okay. So did you go out and vote? Are you old enough to vote? But as I was saying, strangely enough, throughout the week, I was looking at American news channels, and a lot of them were mentioning that women will be voting for Kamala, and men would be voting for Trump.
Kokushibo says, nope and nope.
Nope, you're not old enough to vote. Okay. And I just found it strange that everything would be divided on if you're a man or a woman to vote for either the man or the woman. I found it extremely weird. Because basically, that would mean that both candidates could have whatever views on anything. And, we're pretty much 50-50. There's almost as many men as there are women on the planet. So if you split that down the middle, it's not going to be a good thing. You kind of have to look at every different. It's not necessarily the person that you're voting for. You're also looking at what he's tabling, what he's bringing, what his views are. Ohio. See, this is way too close, folks. Okay, see, 56-43 is a good margin that I can appreciate. But when you're down closer than that, it becomes really crazy. And apparently what's going to happen in Virginia is going to be very close and very determining of what actually will go on. So obviously I'm not going to spend 3 hours viewing this, but I did feel like I needed to get on and just say that, yes, as you can see, I'm an old cat daddy. I love my cats. And if my cats could vote, they would probably both vote for Donald Trump. Because, they've been influenced by the memes lately where Donald Trump will save the cats, save the dogs, save the raccoons, save the squirrels. And my cats feel a lot safer with Trump than with Harris, but I don't know. See, this is very close. 50-48. It's too close, folks. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, overall, I hope that everything goes down peaceful in the States. I really wish that we don't have a repeat of what happened in January of such a year, and everybody knows what I'm talking about without me speaking it. But projected winner in Idaho. So 95, 91. I don't know, folks. I don't know. Let me look at the polls here. 86% there. And 100% here. Okay. Nope and nope. So a lot of my short viewers feel like Trump is gonna win. I don't know if it's because of what I said about the cats and the memes. I mean, there's more to a platform, and you have to follow kind of your convictions and look at every candidate's platform and see what you think is better for everyone and yourself. But this is a very close race. Again, I don't know why these two channels have such a big difference in the numbers here. 204 to 112. And the other one here is stuck at 195.91. But that one's been stuck like this for like over an hour, so I don't know how regularly they are updating it. But Pennsylvania, that is super close. Rhode Island, I'm not surprised. All the north, I mean, it's unfortunate, but a lot of it is predictable. Unlike Canada. Canada, you never really know. Yes, there used to be like safe spots where either you were liberal or conservative and you had your safe spots. But in the past 20 years...
says, it's different states, if I'm correct.
Yep. Well, not here. Here it's the overall, it's the race to 270. So I don't know why there's a difference. Like here, yes, they're going state by state. New York, winner Harris. A million difference in voters. Ohio, Trump won. Oklahoma, Trump is in the lead by twice. See, this is good margins. Oregon, not counted yet. I'm not surprised there. Pennsylvania. See, this is so close. So I don't know why this channel is different from this one. See, these numbers haven't gotten up in the past hour or so.
Kokushibo says, well, I'm on the election thing on Google and Harris is 179 and Trump is 214.
Wow. Okay. So see that every channel, everybody has different numbers. Makes it extremely hard to follow. But yeah, whoever reaches 270 will win. I don't think we'll get to 270 tonight. I still think that United States 52%, Harris 46%. 41% of the polls, but that's Utah, nothing counted yet. Virginia is going to be super tough. Man, look at that. Not even a percentage difference. Vermont, Harris has won. I'm not surprised about Vermont. I am disappointed in Maine.
Kokushibo says, yet it's 11 o'clock.
Okay, so you're on the Eastern board, just like me. It's also 11 p.m. here, so yeah, I can't be at this all night. But still pretty interesting to see what's going on overall. I'm just sad that it's not like it used to be as a kid where you would have the winner announced the same day. I mean, okay, sometimes it goes to 2 o'clock in the morning. But they need to hire more people to count the votes for it to go faster. North Carolina, dang. So South Carolina, North Dakota, okay. Okay, these are governors. See, this is so confusing. Why do you guys have the Senate on the same? I don't know.
Kokushibo says, we need Kamala RN.
Why do you vote for Kamala? Why are you voting for her platform rather than voting for Trump? Wisconsin, Michigan, too close to call. See, I'm afraid that there's going to be too many places that are too close. And we're going to have to wait until tomorrow or even probably Thursday, if not Friday, to find out who's going to win this election. A lot of projected winners. Ooh, Oklahoma, 99% in. Okay, so that's 153, 214. It is getting closer and closer. See, these numbers haven't changed in over an hour. This is a Canadian channel. This is also a Canadian channel. This is NBC. This is Fox. I was trying to look at CNN, but CNN would only show like people doing the
Kokushibo
ballots.
says, well, a lot of people are saying that if people vote for Trump that us women will lose our rights, same with LGBTQ, black people. But Kamala is supporting all that.
Oh, people are saying, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how old you are, so I'm not gonna preach politics to you. From what I understand, though, women are not gonna lose their rights. The LGBTQ are not gonna lose their rights either. So, unfortunately, there's always gonna be racist people, and we just need to educate them. So, yeah. So that's stuff that I can kind of understand why you would be voting for Kamala. But yeah, Trump is not going to remove women's rights. Same thing with LGBTQ. I mean, black people is like the Native Americans. It's like every other race that has to continuously struggle. The black people are not going to lose rights. But even, look, Obama was elected and, there were still racist people all over the country. It doesn't change that fact, unfortunately. So, but economic wise, international policies, do you want more government telling you what to do? Do you want less government telling you what to do? Do you want them to spend their money responsibly? Or do you want them to spend more money in the schools and the hospitals and that kind of thing? That's what you need to look at. Do you want to pay more taxes or less taxes? Do you want more services for the taxes that you do pay? Do you want better services for the
Kokushibo
taxes that you
says,
pay?
I don't like politics and I believe it's stupid. But there's no stopping it from happening. I don't understand anything either. I'm not going to pay attention to politics till I want to.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying in my other stream earlier this evening, when I was young, I was very democratic, very liberal. And as you grow old and you have to pay your bills and pay for your gasoline, you need to pay for your car, you need to pay electricity bills. When you have to start paying for everything and you just see that half your money is going to taxes, and what is that tax money doing? Just to have politicians vote more taxes? Just so you give them more money, but you don't see anything for it? You kind of, think about things differently. Like when I was younger, I would vote on ideals. Like, okay, yes, we need to save the planet. The environment is disgusting. But I live in a very cold country, and batteries don't work good in the winter. When it's too cold, the batteries don't work. So having an electric car is not the solution. If you can't drive to go and buy groceries to get your food, you'll die of hunger. So, yes, I want to save the planet, but I need to eat to live. So, yeah. On the other hand, I believe in K cars, which is like the small cars that they have in Japan. But America and Canada, for some reason, we don't allow those. Basically, they're vehicles with motorcycle engines in them. And for some reason, Japan's not allowed
Doc
selling
says,
them here.
vote Trump.
Well, I don't get to vote. I'm Canadian. So that pretty much things in. But I am paying attention to what's going on in the States. Even though the numbers here are not changing much. That's why I'm going from one channel to the next. See, this one hasn't changed. That one hasn't changed. Let's look at this one now. 49% votes are in Arizona. I'm watching the Canadian channels and the American channels. But the numbers are not moving as fast as I thought they would. So PDF doc, PDF documents. Funny. So why would you vote for Trump? I don't think we'll have the results this evening. I really don't. But yeah. So yeah, when I was a kid, I was more into the intentions. But when you grow up and you don't want to pay taxes for nothing, like, okay, you know, you have to pay taxes for some things, but not everything, and not too much of it. When half your paycheck goes into taxes, it doesn't leave you much to pay for your roof and food. And then you see what the government's doing with that money. What are they doing with all this money? They're buying flowers to put in the gardens. And the flowers die, so we need to put in more flowers into the garden. And we're putting millions and millions of dollars in flowers. Well, it looks pretty, but it doesn't feed me. It doesn't make my life any better. It doesn't save the planet. We're just planting flowers with all this money. I want more doctors, more police officers, better schools, better hospitals. You know, that's what tax money should go into. Oh, and defense, right? Because you need to defend the schools and the hospitals and all that stuff. I mean, whether I need tampons or not is not a priority. See, these numbers haven't changed ever since I started the stream. You would think they would go up, they would go down. So I'm seeing a lot of red here. And I'm seeing a little bit of blue. And all of this here will also go blue. We know this. I don't know what Alaska's going to go, though. I'd like to know. I'm curious about Alaska for some reason. Pennsylvania. See, this is super close. I'm happy to know that, record people are voting in the States. You have never had so many voters. And that's a good thing. People are interested in politics. and think that it's important and that it is, it affects everybody's life. If you're still going to school, well, who will make your school safer? Who will put in the better teachers? You know, who will reduce the amount of drugs that get into school, reduce the school violence and all that stuff, make schools safe so that kids could go there and learn and have fun. Because school should be fun. When I was a kid, not all the courses and not all the teachers were fun, but it was pretty safe for me, and being able to have friends and hang out and learn stuff was fun. Wow, this is a surprise for me. So these numbers should be changing again, but it is so close, folks. I just hope that everything goes peaceful. Massachusetts, yeah, I was expecting that to be Democrat as well. So Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Arizona. Michigan is a surprise. I wasn't expecting Michigan to go Democrat. But Michigan and Canada and Ontario, there's a lot of trade, a lot of business that goes between both of them. So maybe in Michigan, the plans for cooperation between Canada and the US was better. The program there was better on the Democratic side than on the Republican side. Because if you just want Buy America, well, you know what? Canada has some pretty good wood. And you could probably get it cheaper than American wood. Just because we got so much more of it. But then if you start making it more expensive to buy Canadian wood because you want to buy America, so you just want American wood, it's the same wood, right? But if you make the Canadian wood more expensive, well, then you're not buying it. And if you're not buying Canadian wood, then Canada loses jobs, right? So that's why I was saying it's important for Canadians to, know what is going on in the States, but trying to find out what their policies are in relations to trade with Canada. Because let's face it, we are, some of the best traders. You know, Canada and the US are like very good friends, but if you start applying the same policies as the made in China as the made in Canada, then that kind of creates some issues. Because China's across the ocean and Canada is like your neighbor. You want to have good relationships with your neighbors. And people halfway across the world, well, they are halfway across the world. We still have to all get along somehow. I'm just saying here. Wow. See, these numbers have not changed. These numbers have not changed. It's just so crazy to see all of this. I don't know, folks. Let me see here. Okay, so currently 8 votes in, 88% for Trump, 12% for Harris on the shorts. And on my widescreen, well, 2 votes, and both of them are for Kamala Harris. So fewer people are voting on the widescreen, and more people are voting in the shorts feed. Interesting. I'm just trying out the vertical stuff. I know a lot of people like my cat videos and prefer to see cats instead of politics. I agree. That's why I do upload my cat videos, because, man, I spend time with my cats. I go for my daily walks with my cats, and it puts a smile on my face. I have a lot of fun with them. They make me laugh. Sometimes they drive me nuts, but they make my life so much worth living. And then you look at politics, and man, you just want to, I don't have any hair, but if I had some, I'd pull it all out and go bald again. Ooh, 165 to 214. Okay. So it's a very close race. We are still very far away from 270. I remember when we had to stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning to figure out who won. But honestly, folks, it's so close in the swing states in your country that I don't think that tomorrow we'll have an answer. I think if we're lucky, maybe Thursday. I hope it's Thursday at the latest. But the last time we had an election in the States, I think it took 4 days to find out the results. So I do hope that in the States it goes a lot quicker this time. But here in British Columbia, they had elections, 3 weeks ago, and it took 2 weeks to figure out who won. And it's still so close, they almost have to go back into elections. I think that's what they should do, but that's not what they're going to do. Elections are expensive. Yeah, well, you kind of need to vote until there's a clear winner. You can't have 50-50 down the line with, less than 100 votes separating the winners from the losers. It's too close. Too close, folks. See, 51-48. It's not a 60-40. See, 50-50. This is really close, folks. 91 of the votes counted, 51-48 in Georgia. Look, 1 million votes, and it's just separated by like 90,000. Well, 90,000 votes is a lot, but it's still a lot of people voting. I find it very, very... Washington, 59-38. See, this is a clear winner. But it's only 62% of the votes in, so... It's still too close to call. I'm just a Canadian watching these elections, and it's so complicated. Why do you have to have so many districts and so many states? And also, why do you only have 2 candidates? You guys need 3. Yes, it probably would not make it any easier, because then you would have like a third of the vote on one, a third of the vote on the other, and a third of the votes on the third. But you kind of need that. Just because you can have one party to the right, one party to the left, and one party in the middle. You know, some people like their soup hot and spicy, some people like it mild and cold, and some people in the middle like it just right. Strangely enough, I could say that, but in Canada we have several different parties. Currently, we have five, if not, and then the independents could be the sixth. But we have like the Green Party, and we have the Bloc, and then we have the NDP, then we have the Conservatives and the Liberals. It usually goes between the Liberals and the Conservatives, and whoever has a minority government, then we need one of the other three parties to be able to stay in power. And again, you'd think that with more than two parties, there would be a party that would be the middleman or the middle woman or the middle person, and we don't. Once again, have several parties, and it's either far right, far left, whatever. There's no middle ground. And I think that shows a lack of maturity in our democratic system. If there's a flaw, because you can be against dictatorships and, you know, communism and all these things, but even in a democratic society or system, you do need to have a middle ground. You know, if I have a candy and I have to give it to one child or the other, and I just give one candy one time to one kid and a candy to the other kid one time, at some point, I should be able to take the candy, cut it in two, and just give him both half of them. Every single time I have a candy to give, I cut it in two and I give it to both kids, you know? There needs to be an adult in this. So that would be my criticism of the democratic system currently. And even though, like I said, Canada has five parties, in the States there's only two, and both of them are currently functioning pretty much the same, complete opposite. You're either totally red or totally blue. There is no just middle. And I think it's showing that the system is, you can even say that, not necessarily perfect, but it's far from it just because of that factor. We really do need something a little bit better. It's not perfect, but it needs to change. And it's not easy changing. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I completely cuckoo here thinking that and saying that, especially that I don't live in the States? So I can't understand what you guys are going through. Also, a question in the comments, you know, you guys, do you think that women are voting for Harris and men are voting for Trump? That's not how politics should be done, folks. I don't know. I could be completely bonkers here. My cats are so quiet this evening. Both of them are sleeping and they're wondering, why is he talking? Why is Daddy talking to the internet? Why isn't he in bed sleeping with us? Which I do have to think about it because I do have to get up early in the morning, so. But I just wanted to get on quickly and mention that, yeah, I followed the debate. You know, I did follow the debate. I did a short stream about the debate. And I wanted to get on to just say, I enjoy everybody watching my cat videos. And I like sharing them because compared to this stuff, it is important. Like I was saying earlier, do you want to pay more taxes or less taxes? And then, well, do you want more services for the taxes that you do pay, or do you want less services for the taxes that you pay? So do you want big government or small government? Do you want a government that tells you what you can eat, when you can sleep, what you can do? Or do you want less government and not telling you what you can do? So the stakes are high this time around. Stakes are always high, but it's unfortunate that the race is so close. Look at Pennsylvania. It's Michigan. What? They got Michigan? They got Trump now in the lead? Wisconsin? Ooh. These are swing states. Wow, that is 135,000 people difference. North Carolina, too close. What, 88% in? Projected winner, Trump in North Carolina. Ooh. Oh, it's 172 to 230. So, yes, I thought that it would have been a landslide by Trump. It would have been so much easier for Trump if Biden had stayed on. I didn't think that Harris was going to make much of a difference. You guys are proving me completely wrong. And I'm amazed how wrong I am. Honestly. I was not expecting, from a Canadian perspective, I was not expecting the race to be this close here in the States. I thought that, Biden Harris was the same thing. Biden has been non existent. I didn't think that switching over to Harris would have made much of a difference. But I am completely wrong. What are these multicolored, like Maine and right there in the middle of America is this multicolored stuff? New Hampshire. Wow, it is so close, folks. So close. Are the Canadians? No, I think they've changed. Were we always at 113? I think we were actually at 114 at some point. Well, they say before and after, but they're not. Okay, before would be 216 and then 217. Okay, that's kind of whatever. I don't know what Canadians are talking about there, but whatever. And Canadian channels are. We are all over the place just like you guys are. Ooh, wait a minute. It was what, 170 something here? 185. It's getting closer. There was almost 100 points difference at some point. when I started watching it earlier today. North Dakota, 80%, 86% in. Wow. It is getting really crazy. I'm wondering though. I find it funny. Hopefully it won't be that ways, but it's too bad like the voting is anonymous. Because I'm really curious to see if the majority of women are voting for Harris and if the majority of men are voting for Trump. If that's the case, then we need to rethink how democracy works. Because, yeah, we need to find a way to, instead of going different ways, of moving forwards, folks. I don't know. Maybe what I'm saying is complete nonsense. Okay, let's look at the polls here. Still at 8 votes. Still at 2 votes. So people are not voting much in the polls here. My YouTube polls, not the voting polls in the States. See, these numbers are not changing. This one has not changed. Like 91 Harris, 195 Trump. Okay, let's go to a live thing. Here we go. Now they're changing. So 227, 172. Okay, I did not know that. They were not moving because I'm not live. I need to go to the live feed. Okay. Because every time I switch, it delays it. And it picks up when I go back to the page. I get it now. I understand now. It's okay. It's all good. But let me know, folks, what you guys think. What is this? I don't need no commercials. So, Trump. What is this? More commercials? Who needs commercials? I can't even pronounce all these names. Florida, Trump. See, back in the day, Florida was a swing state, and whoever won Florida would win. Back in the days of Bush. We're going way back. I am so old. Then again, folks, I remember Reagan. I still think that Reagan was the best president you guys ever had. Okay, I can't go much further than Reagan, but growing up, I used to like Reagan. And he wasn't even my president, but after that, all the different politicians, and it's strange because Reagan was an actor who ran to become president. It's not like he was a career politician. So I am extremely... Oh man, some more ads? Or do I have to go live to skip it? There we go. Skip. Go live. There we go. 230 to 205. It is getting closer. Why is she going on stage? Is this live where she's going on stage? Is she already declaring that she's winning? Or is she getting on stage to accept the fact that she's losing? Okay, I don't think that was a live feed. That would have been so strange. These numbers are not moving much either. Do celebrities actually influence your votes? That's another question for you guys. Does a celebrity, either a music star, movie star, show, whatever, if they say that they vote a certain way, does that influence you to vote for that? Or do you know that these actors and musicians and all that get paid to say that they vote a certain way? So it's a paycheck. Like if I give you $100 to, and you say, oh, I'm voting for Trump or I'm voting for Harris. It's a job. Are you guys influenced by actors and celebrities, influencers? If your favorite YouTube channel says that he's voting for one person or another, does that influence you? Not all influencers are celebrities, but you know what I mean. Maryland. Projected winner there. So, okay, folks, I've been at this for an hour. It's been a lot of fun, but I'm not going to keep a live stream up until Thursday, Friday, or whenever the official results come in. But it's a lot closer than I thought it would be. Look at these. This is a pretty close race. So you guys are in my prayers. I honestly, truly wish that everybody's safe today voting. And that everybody makes it through the night. Even if we disagree on the candidates we are voting for, I just hope that everybody's safe to do so. So that's it for now. Please like, share, and subscribe. It would really help out my little channel. Fingers crossed, everybody, that everything works out for the best for everybody. And I guess bye for now. I'll see you in the next videos, folks. Bye-bye.